People often talk about the things you should be doing to improve your Google Business Profile rankings, but there are a lot of things that business owners often inadvertently do that are actually harming their rankings and the exposure their business is getting on Google Maps. So I'm going to tell you about the main factors that could be negatively affecting your rankings and what you should do about them. I wonder if you're doing any of them without even realizing. The first one is having an incorrect primary category. Your primary category is one of the most important features for determining when and where your business shows in search results. But business owners often don't choose the best category for their business. You have to select a category from Google's predefined list, and there are more than 4,000 to choose from, so it's surprisingly easy to get this wrong. Google forces you to choose your primary category when you first create your Google Business Profile, and most people don't actually realize the importance of this step. They're so focused on getting through the setup process that they choose a category that looks about right, and then they never really give it another thought. This often results in them setting a primary category that isn't the most relevant one for their business. Then what happens is Google sees a profile with content demonstrating that the business provides services that don't fully match with the primary business category. Google only wants to show the highest quality profiles to someone when they're searching for a specific type of business. If Google sees your profile as being vague and inconsistent about what you do, then they aren't going to give your business priority in search results. So make sure you've chosen the absolute best and most relevant primary category that you possibly can. Go to your profile and do lots of searches for different combinations of keywords to see if there's something more appropriate to set as your primary business category. Let's now move on to number 2, which is category confusion. As well as your primary category, you can add up to 9 additional categories. They don't have as much impact on where you show in searches as your primary category does, but they do help. What I mean by category confusion is where people see that they can add up to 9 additional categories and they feel like they need to choose as many as possible and fill all 9 available slots. Often this means that they choose additional categories that aren't closely related to their business, just to fill the space. They think it'll help them to get more profile views and therefore more customers, but the opposite usually occurs. If you choose additional categories that aren't totally relevant to your business, it'll result in one thing: low quality traffic. Yes, more people might see your profile, but they aren't your ideal customers. They don't need what you're offering, so they were never going to become your customer anyway. Always aim to choose the most relevant business categories because this will result in much higher quality traffic. This way, the people that view your profile do need what you're selling, and they'll spend a significant amount of time on your profile looking at all of your business information, checking out your images, reading your content like Google Posts, and looking at your reviews. Then Google will see your profile as a useful resource and promote your business more and more in searches, and your traffic will increase. The next factor that could be affecting your rankings is not having your hours of business set on your profile. They appear here and they tell people when your business is open. If you don't set your opening hours, people won't know if you're open. They might try and make contact with you, but they won't be able to because you're closed. That's not a good experience. Google wants its users to have the best experience possible, so if you don't have your opening hours set, then they're less likely to prioritize your business in the search results compared to a business that does have their opening hours on their profile. It's also really important that you accurately set your opening hours. So many businesses add open 24 hours to their profile, even if they're not. This is a huge mistake, because if someone views your profile and they think they can call you at 10 PM and get an answer, but they can't, this isn't going to help your business in any way whatsoever. It's a bad customer experience, and you'll miss out on opportunities to sell. And this is related to the next factor that could be harming your rankings, which is reports of violations on your profile. If you have inaccurate information, like your opening hours being set incorrectly, people can easily report you to Google. There's this little suggest and edit link on every Google Business Profile. If people find your listing and see that something is incorrect, they can click the link and report you to Google. See how one of them is to suggest and edit your opening hours. When someone reports you to Google, they'll count it as a violation and it can negatively affect your rankings in search. But it's not just opening hours. People can suggest an edit on your business name, your primary category, your phone number, your website address, and other things. If Google sees several people reporting these things, they're going to see your profile as low quality, and if you're lucky, they'll only deprioritize you in searches. But what's more likely to happen is that they'll eventually decide your profile is low quality and suspend it. Then you'll be in a world of pain because your profile won't be visible in searches at all. So make sure everything on your profile is accurate, and it'll massively reduce the chances of people reporting violations, and you don't need to worry about it affecting your rankings. The next factor that could be harming your profile is presence of stock images. Adding photos to your profile is a great idea. It's a way of showing off different aspects of your business in a very visual way. We all know that people like to look at photos online. There are whole social platforms dedicated to it, like Instagram. But when you're adding photos to your Google Business profile, Google expects them to be a candid view of your business. But some business owners get lazy and they just add generic stock photos to their profile. They just don't add any value whatsoever. They could be used on a million other pages online and they won't help to convince people to choose your business. I've actually seen profiles get suspended for using stock photos, so don't add them. Take photos yourself, ones that show off your business, your staff, your work, your customers, and anything else that will impress someone. Not only will this help you to get more exposure in searches, it will also mean that people will perceive your business in a much more positive way. And it's not just about the images that you add here, it's the same with Google Posts. Adding a generic image is dull and boring. It shows that you've put very little thought into your post and it reflects badly on your profile and your business. So only add high quality photos that you or someone else in your business have taken. It'll benefit your profile in a lot of ways. So they're the main reasons why Google hates your profile and why your rankings and exposure could be suffering.